right now is actually flip over to my iPad to draw you guys something. So if you put speaker view, it should have me in large screen, unless Nova's been spotlighted, in which case then I don't think it will. For Nova, you're spotlighted for me, but Bobby says he can see it. So cool, maybe we're good. It's working, great. Thanks for the feedback, everyone. So when you have that North Star goal, so let's consider this, okay, big North Star. Mine was the Olympics. Yours is sell your company. Yours is attract better clients. Yours is exit some one day, or, you know, train your successor. And so the first step we really need to do is we need to just simply assess where we're at. And a major part of assess is that we don't want to be attaching emotional meaning. It's not, okay, well, if I'm here now and the goal is up there, well, oh my God, there's a million things to do. Why am I thinking about this? This is insane. I'm stupid. Like, why would I ever think this is a good idea? It's like, no, the first step is to pause and process. And that means not attaching emotional meaning, but just gathering the facts. Then the second step, after you've assessed, is, well, now we have to choose. We have to choose where we're going to focus our attention. We have to choose what is in our control, as Mark just talked about, because it doesn't make sense for us to spend energy, effort, time on those things that won't actually create any active change in our situation or take any steps towards that goal. And so now that we've assessed, we know the facts, we've chosen, okay, this is what I need to focus on. Well, then that ultimately allows us to create our action plan. And when we have those things together, we've assessed, we've made choices, and then we've acted. Well, once we do that one time through, we're like, great. Oops, this isn't supposed to be here yet. We've assessed, we've chosen, we've acted, and then we make a small step towards that North Star goal. For me, Olympic Games, for you, whatever that is. Now, the thing is that once you've taken that step forward, well, now you're in a new position with potentially new circumstances, new environment, new resources at play. And so we have to start back here at assess, because, okay, well, now what are those things? What are the novelties that have come into our life? Then again, we choose, and then again, we act. And again, we take a step forward towards that North Star goal. And so what's amazing is this process, the like simple steps, which seems too simple to be true, but like this is how we can achieve goals. We assess, choose, act, assess, choose, act. And that's great. That's helping us build resilience. That's helping us take action towards our goals. But what's an amazing byproduct of this entire thing is that as we're going through this process, assess, choose, act over and over again, we're becoming really efficient at knowing how to go through the three different steps. And so when an obstacle comes along, whatever that is, for me, it's been hurdles, literally and figuratively. And whatever that is, coronavirus, you know, something terrible goes wrong. Well, you know, we've said tonight that, you know, resilience doesn't necessarily mean to bounce back to normal, but it does mean adjust quickly, bounce back quickly. And so if we define resilience as your ability to bounce back quickly, well, then guess who's going to be able to do that far more efficiently? Well, it's going to be you, because you know the exact process. Okay, assess. What's changed? What's different? How do I need to modify? Okay, choose. Now, where's my intention and my focus going to be? Great, new action plan, let's go. And I can't tell you how many times we had to use this in my training, because there would be moments where, you know, we had a plan. Okay, this is the 4-week plan. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take these steps. You're going to run this time. Oh, but then I get injured and I have 2 weeks off training, and we need to adapt. We need to adjust. And it's simply about really taking these steps and just one, pause, process, focus where you're going to go your attention, and then simply start creating that action plan. And it's about adapting. It's about adjusting. It's, my coach would say at the beginning of every season, like, we're planning for injuries. Like, let's plan for it, because you're not gonna, it's so unlikely for you to have a flawless season with nothing in there. And so I think being able to know that you're not supposed to have a hurdle-less path. You're not supposed to have, you know, nothing go wrong. And if we can manage our emotions and our expectations that way, then we won't have to ride this roller coaster wave of the, oh my gosh, okay, maybe this is over, maybe it's done. Oh no, fall off the edge of the cliff, question my self-worth, consider giving up, like all of the things. And instead we can more even keel go through life. and I'm sure we'll have more time to talk later, but it's like, I can't tell you how many times I just felt like, yes, I made the Olympics one time, but I've also missed qualifying for the Olympics. I also was on the Amazing Race Canada, and sorry if no one has seen it, and I'm about to ruin this for you, but we don't win. We get second. And so it's like, oh, where's just shy of the goal? Cool. Well, I'm gonna go mark my spot. Thanks so much.
No, I like that you had said that and described it, because when I was listening to you describe that process, it's important to note that the quickness of the bounce back is really relative. That part's not up to you. I think that's the piece that comes with practice, but planning for that and allowing for that and accepting the fact that that is inevitable can also deepen the pause and the time that you take in between is that waiting. So that's an important piece to note. Thanks for that, Sarah. And I love that use of tech. That was really cool. In the chat, we were noting that you were using the Olympic colors, and thank you for that. Oh. I wanted to shift gears because I know so many folks are really on here and were part of this LinkedIn community, and that you wanted to, you're noticing what's happening in the zeitgeist and the conversation that folks are having about seeking out resilience and how are they asking the same questions, and how are they developing content on their streams and really looking to gain traction. So my next question is going to be for Imad. As people are looking for content to help them build resilience, what are some content strategy pieces you recommend to really get traction on a platform like LinkedIn?
Happy to answer that, no problem. First of all, Bobby, Nina, thank you very much for the invite. I think this is amazing. And can I get away from everyone just before I get self-conscious? Awesome, thank you very much. Nova, I think you should be a stand-up comedian, to be honest.
It's my side hustle.
Is it?
Not my kid's mom. No,
I hope so. You are hilarious.
It makes mental health more fun when you realize it's just life.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Mark, it was great to hear from you. Sarah, great to hear from you. Tarina, I really resonated with your talk. From a content standpoint, look, I just take a very, very simple approach, and that is be human, especially.
That's the one, Ahmad, that's the one that I need.
Especially this year, and this year we've had a reminder that we are all human, right? Like, just like now we're invited into each other's homes. We're getting a sneak peek behind the scenes. Some of us have kids running around or dogs running around. We're all very, very human. But this is the opportunity to showcase that to your audience, right? So don't just showcase your business or your offering or yourself. Showcase the human being behind the business and make yourself relatable. So that's always been my approach, but especially this year, where people need that. I've had friends that have lost businesses. I've had friends that have lost their jobs. I've lost a friend to suicide this year. So I mean, if there's every year to be relatable and to be human, it's now. So how can we do that? Stories, content, stories lends itself perfect to content. So share a compelling story. Share something relatable, something that you've experienced, something that you've personally been through. But don't just share the story, talk to the hero's journey, because we all resonate with the hero's journey. We start off in a dark pit and we end up towards some level of success or some learning point. So take the time to explain the lesson. What was the lesson out of that? And try and make that as relatable and human as possible. It doesn't have to focus on business. It just has to focus on a characteristic, a human characteristic. In addition to that, listen out to your audience. And what I mean by that, whenever you post something on LinkedIn, and I'm going to use LinkedIn as an example because I think we're all here from LinkedIn, right? Mm-hmm. When people engage with you, read your comments, right? Is there a common theme? Is there something that they're seeking? Is there a common question? Right, so tap into that and try to solve a problem for your audience. Okay, if you can solve a problem for your audience and something that they're currently struggling through, which often they won't actually make public, then you'll hit the nail on the head. All right, so all you have to do is listen out. And another way to do that is get inspired by other people's content. Read read the comments, read the DMs, get involved with the community, and seek feedback in the form of polls. But for me this year, it's been mixing up the content. It's been a combination of videos. Carousel posts are working incredibly well on LinkedIn. For those of you who haven't seen the carousel posts, they're the documents, the ones where you actually slide through. It's a great way to take let's say a smaller topic and break that down into really bite-sized, absorbable information. So carousel posts are working well, but mix up your content to make sure that you're touching on some human elements, especially this year. And the reminder that I like to give myself is this: whenever I post anything, I ask myself, is this about them or is this about me? Because the key here is that it's never about you, it's always about them. And if you can remember that point, your content will be compelling.
That's such a great point. That's really great guidance, Amada. I do the same, as the audiences are always asking the question, because we're busy people